Shalom. Welcome to Daily Bread Day 85. We'll be reading in Leviticus 6, 2 Samuel 15, Psalms 86, Proverbs 23, and the book of John 2. We'll be reading from the Scriptures, 2009 version, found on Leviticus chapter 6 on page 108, approximately. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, when being sins and committed a trespass against Yahweh, and has lied to his neighbor about a deposit, or about a plague, or about a robbery, or shall extort from his neighbor, or has found what was lost, and has lied concerning it, or did swear falsely, so that his sins is regarded to any one of these that a man does, then it shall be when he sins and shall be guilty, that he shall return what he took by robbery, or what he has extorted, or the deposit which was deposited with him, or the lost item which he found, or all that about which he swore falsely. He shall repay its total value, add 1/5 more to it, and give it to whom it belongs, on the day of his guilt offering. Then he brings his guilt offering to Yahweh, a ram, a perfect one, from the flock, with your valuation, as a guilt offering to the priest. And the priest shall make atonement for him before Yahweh, and he shall be forgiven for whatever he did that made him guilty. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, command Aaron and his sons, saying, this is the Torah of the ascending offering. This is the ascending offering, because it is burned on the slaughter place all night until morning, and the fire of the slaughter place is kept burning on it. And the priest shall put on his linen garment, and put his linen trousers on his body, and he shall take up the ashes of the ascending offering, which the fire has consumed on the slaughter place, and shall put them beside the slaughter place. And he shall take off his garments, and put on other garments, and he shall bring the ashes outside the camp to a clean place. And the fire on the slaughter place is kept burning on it, it is not put out. And the priest shall burn wood on it every morning, and arrange the ascending offering on it, and shall burn it on it the fat of the peace offering. Fire is continually kept burning on the slaughter place, it is not put out. And this is the Torah of the grain offering. The sons of Aaron shall bring it near before Yahweh, in front of the slaughter place, and shall take from it with his hand, from the fine flour of the grain offering, and from its oil, and all the frankincense which is on the grain offering, and shall burn it on the slaughter place for a sweet fragrance, as is remembrance portion to Yahweh. Then Aaron and his sons eat the rest of it, and it is eaten with unleavened bread in the set-apart place. They eat it in the courtyard of the tent of appointment. It is not baked with leaven. I have given it to them as their portion of my offering made by fire. It is most set apart, like the sin offering and guilt offering. All the males among the children of Aaron eat it. A law forever in your generation concerning the offerings made by fire to Yahweh. All that touches them is to be set apart. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, this is the offering of Aaron and his sons, which they bring near to Yahweh, beginning on the day when he is anointed. 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour, as a daily grain offering, half of it in the morning and half it in the evening. It is made on a griddle with oil. Bring it and mixed. Bring the baked portions of the grain offering near, a sweet fragrance to Yahweh. and the anointed piece from among his sons, who is in this place, prepares it, a law forever to Yahweh. All of it has to be burned. And every grain offering for the priest is completely burned. It is not eaten. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his son, saying, This is the Torah of the sin offering in the place where the ascending offering is slain. The sin offering is slain before Yahweh in the set. It is most set apart. The priest who make atonement eats it. In the set apart place it is eaten, in the courtyard of a tent of appointments. All that touches its flesh is to be set apart. And when the blood is sprinkled on any garment, you wash that on it which it was sprinkled in the set apart place. But the earthen vessel in which it was cooked is not to be broken. And if it is cooked in a bronze pot, then it is scoured and rinsed in water. Every male among the priests eats it, and it is most set apart. And no sin offering from which any of the blood is brought into the tent of appointment to make atonement in the set apart place, it is eaten. It is burned with fire. Moving on to 2 Samuel chapter 15 on page 331. And it came to be after this that Absalom prepared a chariot and horses for himself, and 50 men to run before him. And Absalom used to rise early and stand beside the way at the gate to the gate. And it came to be, whenever anyone who had a complaint came to the sovereign for right ruling, that Absalom would call to him and say, What city are you from? And he would then, and when he said, Your servant is from such and such tribe of Israel, Absalom would say to him, Look, your matters are good and right, but you have nobody from a sovereign to hear you. And Absalom would say, Oh, that I were made a judge in the land, for everyone who has any complaint or case would come to me, and I shall let right be done to him. And it came to be, whenever anyone came near or bowed down to him, that he would put out his hand and take hold of him and kiss him. And Absalom did this to all Israel who came to the sovereign for right ruling. And Absalom stole the hearts of the men of Israel. And it came to be at the end of 40 years that Absalom said to the sovereign, Please let me go to Hebron and pay the vow which I vowed to Yahweh. For your servant vowed a vow, while I dwelt in Gershon in Abram, saying, If Yahweh indeed brings me back to Jerusalem, then I shall serve Yahweh. And the sovereign said to him, Go in peace. And he rose up and went to Hebron. But Absalom sent spies throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, As soon as you hear the voice of the shofar, then you shall say, Absalom is sovereign in Hebron. And with Absalom went 200 men from Jerusalem who were invited. And they all went along unsuspectingly and did not know the matter at all. Absalom had sent for Ahithophel, the Gilonite, counselor of David, from his city, from Gilham, while he slaughtered slaughterings, and it came to be that the conspiracy became potent, for the people with Absalom was kept increasing. Then a messenger came to David, saying, The hearts of men of Israel are with Absalom. And David said to all his servants who were with him in Jerusalem, Rise up, let us flee, for none of us shall escape from Absalom. Go in haste, lest he overtake us quickly and bring evil upon us and strike the city with the edge of the sword. And the sovereign's servants said to the sovereign, Look, your servant shall do according to all my master the sovereign chooses. And the sovereign went out, and all his household at his feet. But the sovereign left 10 women concubines to look after the house. So the sovereign went out, and all the people at his feet, and they stood at the last house. And all the servants were passing on his side, and all the Kerhites, and all the Pelites, and all the Gileadites, 600 men who had followed him from Gath, were passing on before the sovereign. And the sovereign said to Ittai the Gittite, "Why do you go, you also, with us? Turn back and remain with the sovereign, for you are a foreigner, and also an exile from your own place. You came yesterday, and should I today make you wander up and down with us when I'm going wherever I'm going? Return and take your brothers back. Loving commitment and truth be with you." And Ittai answered the sovereign and said, "As Yahweh lives, and as my father, and as my master the sovereign lives, in whatever place my master the sovereign is, whether in death or life, let your sovereign also be there." Therefore David said to Ittai, "Go and pass over." And Ittai the Gittite and all his men and all the little ones who were with him passed over. And all the land was weeping with a loud voice, and all the people were passing over, and the sovereign himself was passing over the Wadi Kiran, and all the people were passing over toward the way of the wilderness. And see, Sadak also came, and all the Levites with him, bearing the ark of the covenant of Elohim. And they set down the ark of Elohim. And Abath went up until the city, completely passing over from the city. And the sovereign said to Sadak, "Take the ark of Elohim back to the city. If I find favor in the eyes of Yahweh, then he shall bring me back and show me both it and his dwelling. But if he finds thus, I have not delighted in you. Here I am. Let him do to me as seems good in his eyes." And the sovereign said to Sadak, the priest, "Are you not a seer? Return to the city in peace, and your 2 sons with you, Ambias your son, and Jehonathan son of Egarth. See, I am waiting in the desert plains of the wilderness until word comes from you to inform me." And Sadak and Everett took the ark of Elohim back to Jerusalem, and they remained there. And David went up by the ascent of the Mount of Olives, and wept as he went up. And he had his head covered, and went barefoot. And all the people who were with him covered their heads, and wept, and went up weeping as they went up. And David was informed, saying, "Abiathar is among the conspirators with Absalom." And David said, "O Yahweh, I pray you make a counsel of Abiathar foolish." And it came to be that David came to the summit, where he bowed himself before Elohim, and saw Hushai the Archite coming to meet him, with his robe torn and dust on his head. And David said to him, "If you pass on with me, then you shall become a burden to me. But if you turn to the city and say to Absalom, I am a servant, O sovereign, once servant of your father, but now I am your servant, then you shall nullify the counsel of Abiathar for me. And are not Sadak and Ebrith, the priest, with you there? And it shall be that every matter you hear from the sovereign's house, you shall report to Sadak and Ebrith, the priest. See, there with them are their 2 sons, Amalek, Sadok's son, and Jehonathan, Ebrith's son. And by them you shall send me every matter you hear." And Hushai, David's friend, went into the city, and Absalom came into Jerusalem. Psalms 86 on page 695. Inclining your ear, O Yahweh, answer me, for I am poor and needy. Guard my being, for I am loving committed. You are my Elohim, save your servant, who is trusting in you. Show favor to me, O Yahweh, for I cry to you all day long. Bring joy to the being of your servant. For to you, O Yahweh, I lift up my being. For you, Yahweh, are good and ready to forgive, and great in loving commitment to all those who call upon you. Give ear, O Yahweh, to my prayer, and listen to the voice of my pleading. In the day of my distress, I call upon you, for you answer me. There is none like you among the mighty ones, O Yahweh, and like your works there are none. Let all nations you have made come and bow themselves before you, O Yahweh, and give esteem to your name, for you are great in doing wonders. You are Elohim, you alone. Teach me your way, O Yahweh. Let me walk in your truth. Unite my heart to fear your name. I praise you, O Yahweh, my Elohim, with all my heart, and I esteem your name forever, for your loving commitment is great towards me. And you have delivered my being from the depths of Sheol, O Elohim. The proud have risen against me, and a band of dreaded men have sought my life, and have not set you before them. But you, O Yahweh, are compassionate and showing favor, patient and great in loving commitment and truth. Turn to me and show favor to me. Give your strength to your servant, and save the son of your female servant. Show me a sign for good, and let those hating me see it, and be ashamed. For you, Yahweh, have helped me and comforted me. Proverbs 23, page 749. When you sit down to eat with a ruler, look well what is before you, and put a knife to your throat, if you are a man given to appetite. Do not desire his delicacies, for that food is deceptive. Do not labor to be rich. Cease from your own understanding. Do you set your eyes on that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away like an eagle to the heavens. Do not eat the bread of one having an evil eye, nor desire his delicacies. For as he reckons in his life, so is he. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not with you. You vomit the peace you have eaten, and lose your sweet words. Do not speak in the ears of a fool, for he treads on the wisdom of your words. Do not move the ancient boundary, and do not enter the fields of the fatherless. For their Redeemer is strong. He shall plead their cause against you. Bring your heart to discipline, and your ears to words of knowledge. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you strike him with a rod, he does not die. Strike him with a rod, and deliver his beam from Sheol. My son, if your heart shall be wise, my heart rejoices, even I and my kidneys exult. When your lips speak that is straight, do not let your heart envy sinners, but be in the fear of Yahweh all day long. For certain there is a hereafter, and your expectancy not be cut off. Hear, my son, and be wise, and guide your heart in the way. Be not among heavy drinkers of wine, or gluttonous eaters of meat. For the drunkard and the glutton become poor, and slumberers put on rags of a man. Listen to your father who brought you forth, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Buy the truth and do not sell it. Wisdom and discipline and understanding. The father of the righteous greatly rejoices, and he who brings forth a wise one delights in him. Let your father and your mother rejoice, and let her who bore you exult. My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes watch my ways. For a whore is a deep pit, and a strange woman is a narrow well. She too lies in wait as for prey, and increases the treacherous among men. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has contentions? Who has complaints? Who feels hurt without cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those staying long at the wine, those going out in search of mixed wine, do not look on the wine when it is red, when it gives its color in the cup, as it flows smoothly. In the end, it bites like a snake and stings like an adder. Your eyes look on a strange woman, and your heart speaks perversities. And you shall be as one, lying down in the midst of the sea. And as one lying at the top of the mast, saying, They struck me, I was not sick. They beat me, I did not know. When shall I wake up? Let me seek it again. On to John 2, on page 1022. And on the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Yeshua was there. And both Yeshua and his taught ones were invited to the wedding. And when they were short of wine, the mother of Yeshua said to him, They have no wine. And Yeshua said to her, Woman, what is that to me and to you? My hour has not yet come. And his mother said to the servants, Do whatever he says to you. And there were 6 stone water jugs standing there, according to the mode of cleansing of the Judean, each holding 2 or 3 measures. Yeshua said to them, Fill the water jugs with water. And they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, Now draw out and take it to the master of the feast. So they took it. But when the master of the feast had tasted the water that had become wine, and did not know where it had came from, though the servants who drawn the water knew, the master of the feast called the bridegroom, and said to him, Every man at the beginning sets out the good wine, and when they have drunk, when that is which is poor, you have kept the good wine until now. This is the beginning of the signs of Yeshua, did in Galilee, and manifested his esteem, his glory. And his taught ones believed in him. And after this he went down to Capharnaum, he and his mother and his brothers and his taught ones. And there they stayed not many days. And the Pesach of the Judean was near. And Yeshua went up to Jerusalem, and he found in the set-apart place those selling oxen and sheep and doves, and the money changers sitting. And having made a whip of cords, he drove them out from the set-apart place, while the sheep and the oxen had poured out of the money changers' coins and overturned the tables. And he said to those selling doves, Take these away. Do not make the house of my Father a house of merchandise. And his taught ones remembered that, that it was written, The odor of your house has eaten me up. Psalm 69:9. And the Judean answered and said to him, What sign do you show us, since you are doing these? And Yeshua answered and said to them, Destroy this dwelling place, and in 3 days I shall rise up. Then the Judean said, It took 46 years to build this dwelling place, and you're going to raise it in 3 days? But he spoke about the dwelling place of his body. So when he was raised from the dead, his taught ones remembered that he said this to them, and they believed the scripture and the word which Yeshua had said. And when he was in Jerusalem at the Pesach, at the festival, many believed in his name, when they saw the signs which he was doing. But Yeshua was not entrusting himself to them because he knew all men, and had no need that anyone should witness of man, for he knew what was in man. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read the Bible. Read your Bible. Talk to the Father.